Okay, now we are going to see the difference between the multicenter in comparison with 3 CNC center machine that you just asked me. I have a video with a real case. I'm going to open up. Okay, this is a real case, a case history. So customers, they ask themselves, okay, I'll buy a multicenter or 3 CNC center machine. Here are the two technology, multicenter and 3 machining center, horizontal. With this, we are producing the same component, 240 pieces an hour with the multicenter, one machine, and with 3 horizontals, another 240 pieces an hour. Now we're going to see what's the difference between the two technology. First point, we're going to check the area that is needed between the two. So the multicenter or the CNC center machine, we check both of them with the automation. So in case of the multicenter, you have the machine back there, the automation on front, and you have 87 square meters of area. The 3 CNC center machine with their automations is occupying 240 meters. So this is the real first big difference, 87 against 240. Same production an hour. Second point, you have one robot with one multicenter and one operator which is busy at the 33%. With the CNC center machine, you have 3 robots and still one operator, but is running between cell to cell. So in this case, there is 2 points. Technician, 1/3 compared to 100%, and robot, which is 1 robot against 3 robots. If we keep going on the comparison, we can see the clamping. So on the multicenter, we have 4 pallets and 3 machining centers. So because one is dedicated to load and unload, with 4 pallets, we have 4 single clamps. Now, in order for the CNC center machine to keep up with the production, we have to put 8 clamping per pallet. With a pallet change, it became 16 per machine. Multiply 3 machines, you have 48. So this is a very important point. It's not only one point, it's more than one. Of course, the cost to build 4 clamping against 48, especially when you're talking about medium-low quantity. So the cost per fixture is very important because 4 against 48. Second, there is the time to change from part to part when you are change over your machine. Here you need only to change 4 parts. In this case, you need to change 48 parts. So the time involved is much longer. And the other one, when you have to get approval from your CMM room from quality, here you need to check only 4 parts. In the other case, you need to check 48 parts before to start your production. So even the timing involved, the time to production is much longer. The next point is precision. If you are involved with CPK and CP value, this is a very important point because with the multicenter, we have only one process to keep under control. With a CNC center machine, because they are technically 3 independent machines, you have 3 independent processes to keep under control. So your CPK and CPK value is much harder to get aligned all together. So this is, if you are in automotive or anyway producing precision parts, is very important. Another point is energy saving. So we are producing 240 parts an hour with 51 kilowatts. On the other one, we are producing 240 parts an hour with 120 kilowatts. So that means you need double the power to produce the same quantity. This because we have 1 robot against 3 robots and 3 chip conveyor against 1. So here how the machine works. There is a main pallet with 4 satellite tables. All the 4 satellite tables are independent. Then we have 1 main distributor for hydraulics. So your hydraulics, the clamping of the part is done without accumulators, but with real pressure. We can control if there is any loss of pressure. This is the top view where you can see the 24 tools per station, 72 total, and the tool change, which is 1.4 seconds, very fast, tool to tool. And you can have in ISO or HSK attachments. You can program the Multicenter with ISO standard machine and touchscreen interface. As electronics, we use Fanuc or Siemens, one of the two. Depends on the customer choice. And for the rest of the components, we use all the main brands because we export about 80% in all international markets. So for availability for spare parts, we just use main brands, as you can see. Here is Porta 2, which is our second plant where we produce our frame. The Multicenter is a standard machine. And here we produce 2 frames at a time. So we machine all our body. Of course, we have quality control inspections and a system for automatic data filling of all the measurements according to the ISO standards. And once we produce our components in Porta 2, we arrive to Porta 1, which is the assembly. And especially on the main frame of the machine, we still do the hand scraping operation, which we do the main seat with electronic levels, and we do the geometry of the machine before starting to assembly. That's why the Multicenter doesn't need any foundation in particular. So remember, 240 pieces an hour with one technology and the other technology, but there's many more advantages behind that.